For sure. With the match against Wisconsin the first night, we didn't get off to the kind of the start we wanted to, and knowing that they're very talented, you really can't go after that match the way we did. So the team, like Lauren said, got together, had a long conversation after our matches and decided that in order to be effective, we're going to have to fight as a team. And, we showed some examples of what that looks like. And so they really started fighting for each other and with each other, and the scrap kind of plays that you need to play. I mean, we weren't covering each other. We weren't fighting for loose balls. We weren't doing those kind of things. And, they made a commitment to each other to do that the second night. And, everything was done with more purpose and just, and I thought the team picked up from that. So we went after our serving much more aggressively. I thought, we were covering each other. They're a big blocking team. So we didn't pick up, we didn't cover one ball, I think, on the first night. And, we definitely scrapped that at that differently the second night. And, it just really is. It's about the way you fight. And, you may or may not beat Wisconsin, who's got everybody back from last year's team that went to the Final Four, but you certainly need to go after it a certain different way. And I think that's what the team learned a lot about themselves.
Okay, do we want to open that up to questions, please?
Go ahead.
Jordan, we'll start with you.
Yeah, Cathy. So I just wanted to know, you guys' offense kind of seemed a little slow the first matches without Sarah Franklin. So what are kind of some adjustments you're going to make on the offensive end, at least, going into the Illinois game?
Well, I do think that it was a little bit difficult to put our whole offense together within the short amount of time we had after her injury to knowing she'd be out. It was a pretty quick turnaround for us. And, she did take a lot of swings for us. She was a big part of the passing pattern and that type of thing. So it was a little difficult to do. I thought the second night we regrouped and, we thought about a little bit more about, instead of just playing and trying to figure out where we were, who was going where and who was taking what positions, we really started to identify how we needed to go after their block and what are we going to do, where are our shots, and how are we going to distribute the ball differently so that we had more variance. We didn't have any balance on the first night. We were very predictable. I thought the second night we became less predictable. And so, but that does come with us getting ourselves the lineup that we think works. And so we made a few little changes and I thought that helped, but obviously, we'll keep an eye on where Sarah's at, but we've got to, know that we have a lot of really talented players and we just didn't play with the ability that we have. So we needed to come back and regroup and do that. And I thought we did a better job on Sunday.
Okay, Audrey.
Cathy, what do you think allowed Lauren to hit so well?
Well, I think that we saw early in the first match we played, the slide was working very well for, Naya and Becca. And so that side of the court we were scoring on, but then we really weren't scoring on the left side. So we had to distribute the offense a little bit more. And Lauren gave us that outlet over there that Sarah usually sits in. So that, we wanted to get her more balls, and she's got a really good arm swing and, really stayed aggressive and went after some really good angles. So that opened that up. I don't know that they expected Lauren to get set as much as she did. And so she just kept going. And I think it really helped us turn things around and, give us that quality offense that we needed on that side.
Okay, we'll go to Ian next.
Okay, so, forgive me if it's something that you're not allowed to speak about or something, but I did want to ask if you had any sort of timetable for when Sarah was going to get back to the lineup.
Yeah, I don't exactly have that yet. So we're just hoping. I mean, she does have a hand injury, so we're just kind of we don't want to take really any chances. So it's about, risk reward, that kind of thing. And so what would we do with that? So we will, we haven't really, we didn't get to practice yesterday because we didn't have practice. You have the one day off with them. So we just have to kind of take that by storm and kind of take a look at it every day and see where we're at.
Do we have any other questions? Audrey?
Yeah, I know that obviously the build up to this last week was huge, like Michigan, Wisconsin, and now facing a team like Illinois that's lost 6 straight. How do you, balance the, I don't want to say your emotions were so high last week, but going into, you know what do you know what I'm trying to say here? Maybe in a
Yeah.
sense of like
Well,
making sure that you maintain the momentum that you've built, just considering.
okay, so I don't think that's usually an issue in the Big Ten because we know every team is capable of being in the top 25. So we know Illinois has spent many a year in the NCAA tournament, Final Four, that type of thing. They're a very good team. So they had an injury to one of their freshmen or sophomores, actually one of their leading hitters 2 weeks ago. So they're just regrouping for that, but they have talented players and we know they're very good. The fact is you can, depending on who you play, when you play them, you could have a lot of losses. It doesn't really show itself until you play, the entire league to find out where you really sit. So, when you're playing teams, they've played a lot of good teams, how are they going to bounce back? And what is that for us? We've played Minnesota, we've played Wisconsin. That's 4 matches against teams that are in the top 6 in the country. It's you can't really evaluate just on that. So I don't think our team doesn't do that as much as maybe outsiders might, but it's something that we know every night you got to be ready. And, like the next night, Maryland beat Michigan. So, you don't know there's just so many talented players in the league and it's what night it is. And playing Michigan in the midweek was challenging, and you look at some teams that have been trying to get some of those matches in midweek, that's throwing you off a little bit. And it's, you can see those things throughout the league and so not as an excuse, but it's just a challenging thing. It's hard to play back to back, let alone, 5 matches in 7 days. I mean, it's grueling. And I know our team is excited about the fact that we have, a couple days before we play, as opposed to like a quick turnaround. So it gives us a little chance to relax a little bit, work on things without jumping as much, get ourselves back on, checking out what the scouting report is, and then, revving it back up again. So we are trying to go with that to get our legs back and get everything going on and get some rest. So they're looking forward to that, but they're not taking at all Illinois lightly.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think you would take them lightly, but it's just interesting because, you have this huge buildup, like, as last week. And then not saying that they're not a good team, but, coming out with 6 straight losses. So it's interesting.
No, I think we know how good Illinois is, so that's in our memories. So we'll be ready. We'll go after it, get our emotions up. So
thank you.
Do we have any final questions? All right, thanks, folks. Just a reminder.
Hopefully I didn't make you too seasick.
It was just when you were moving it was like, whoa.
Well, now I have to cough and I'm afraid to do it again. So.
We're good.
So.
All right. Just a reminder about credential requests, please, by Thursday. I am going to be in and out of the office. I won't be in the office tomorrow. And I'm not sure how much I'll be responding to stuff. So if you have any questions, let me know today. I'll be around all day Thursday. Okay. Thanks, guys.